Logan, go ahead.
Welcome to WTOB 10, ladies and gentlemen, for today's women's soccer.
Stop. It's me now, Jesse. Well, welcome to WTOB 10. I'm here for this very, very beautiful day.
Welcome to WTOB 10, ladies and gentlemen, for today's women's soccer interconference matchup between the Oswego State Lakers and the Canton Kangaroos. I am Logan Weingartner, joined by Lucas McGarry in the booth. Lucas, how do you feel about today's game?
Well, Logan, it's very nice to be here. It is an absolutely lovely Wednesday afternoon for this SUNY interconference matchup. Like you already said, we got the Lakers, got a record right now of 3-3-2. They're tied for 5th place in the SUNY and are currently coming off of their first SUNY matchup with a tie against the Oneonta Red Dragons this past Saturday. And as for the Kangaroos, they are unfortunately on a 9-game skid right now. Their most recent result coming in the form of a 6-0 loss to Fredonia this Saturday. So a very, very rough stint of games so far for SUNY Canton. And on the other side, Oswego, little bit of a rough go recently. They started out their season very well. They were 3-0-1, but now they're back. They just had their first SUNY matchup, and I think going up against a weaker Canton team, this might be a really good way for them to bounce back.
Yeah, Lucas, I certainly agree in that. A little bounce back by the Lakers from the early struggles in the season, really spearheaded by Kyla Sustad, who leads the team in goals with 4, and also Amber McDermott and Erica Yancey, who also give the Lakers additional assistance. Now, as we shift to the Kangaroos, they'll need to apply an early sense of urgency with Ellie Gamble. She has the team's only goal of the season, and it came against ECF on September 6th. Now, the minutes leaders, who are Summer Foster and Shannon Platt, will need to also help Canton, as they have yet to beat Oswego. Dates back to 2018. Lakers are 0-6 against the Kangaroos, and they've tacked on 26 goals in the 6 games as we get underway here on this beautiful day.
Yeah, like you said, Logan, Canton struggled against Oswego so far. They've played 6 games so far since 2018, and it has not gone well for the Kangaroos. So maybe this one is the time to do it, but they have been struggling this season. But however, again, any time to start is the best time, and I think for Canton, this would be the time to really put that offense together and see if they can get something going.
Yeah, without a doubt, and as we head into these conference games, it's imperative that they really, as I said before, find a sense of urgency and are able to play more competitive soccer than they have been in the last few weeks. So we'll see the result of this game now as the Lakers try to push it up. They throw it in. In goal for the Canton, it's Mackenzie Ryan. And for the Lakers, it's Peyton Crane, both really good goalkeepers. So we'll see how they fare in net today for their respective teams.
Yeah, like you said, Peyton Crane has done a really, really good job for the Lakers so far. Lakers averaging just a goal and a quarter against per game, so doing a very good job of keeping their opponents to very minimal amount of goals. And on the other side for Canton, they're averaging a little bit more than 5 goals against per game right now. So another point that they really, really want to harp in on is that defensive standpoint that they need to make during these games.
Yeah, Lakers certainly, they do hold, I would say they possess the quality of a calculated defense, able to stop their opponents at the hit, at the touch. But as for Canton, they face struggles. However, as I said, there's no better time to improve that defense and make it more synchronized than now against a quality Lakers opponent. So we'll see what they can do now as they pass it out back to Ryan after the Lakers pass it in.
Canton doing a good job, I think, containing this Oswego offense. Oswego really hasn't been able to get anything going. And in this early, like we were talking about before the game, Oswego loves to score their goals in the first half. So I think it'll be really curious to see how Canton does against Oswego with the fresh legs on both sides.
Yeah, Oswego does certainly love to score those goals in the first half. 8 first half goals this season.
Out of their 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you're not mistaken. So they've been able to apply that sense of wherewithal early on. So as we see a little collision here, it's the Lakers who go down, also Canton. But we'll see Canton come out with the ball here, see what they can do with it as they try to push it up. And Lucas, as you said, I have to agree. They have, certainly I've said so far at least, held the Lakers in their offensive schemes.
Yeah, like I said, I liked how Canton played that, and now they're on offense. Maybe we'll see if they can get something going here, but the Lakers stifled on that first possession, but then, like you see there, easy mishap from Canton, and it leads to Lakers ball. So we will see how this game goes, just in terms of how both these teams can play together as units.
Yeah, and one of the focal points, I feel like, in every soccer game is certainly who can win the transition battle as you try to take the ball past that midpoint line. The Lakers are past it now, but They've tried to do it many times throughout the season. They will this game. So we'll see who can win those transition battles. And that will really be who gets the advantage of this game and will ultimately come out on top.
Yeah, you see there, Oswego had a really good pass inside the box, but Canton was able to just collapse on top of it and not even allow a shot. Really good breakdown defense there.
Yeah, headlining their strong defense so far. So now for the Lakers, they're taking it back now past the midpoint line. They're getting some openings so far. These one-on-one battles, however, it's the Canton Kangaroos really coming out with these, taking advantage of the Lakers, intercepting the ball every chance they get. As the Lakers try to find a crease, but Canton quickly strips it away. So now they'll have to reset.
Yeah, Canton's got 4 back. I think that's a very smart play from them, just like we talked about with Oswego, strong offensive front. And at the beginning, you really want to have defenders back to manage that tough offense of the Lakers, and I think Canton playing with those 4 defenders back, and then they have a midfielder just ahead of them. You essentially have 5, and I think that is a really smart strategy. Mitigate that offense, and maybe see if you can get something going once you try and tire out the Lakers.
Yeah, it certainly is, Lucas. And as we saw in that last play, it was Nicolette Janah who tried to. She found open space for a second, however, was quickly denied by the so far strong defense of the Kangaroos. They seem to be applying this sense of urgency early on that I talked about. They seem to want this game, as do the Lakers, so we'll see who wants it more by the end result. Now it's a one-on-one battle with Lakers winning it. They try to push it up here.
Yeah, really nice job there by Grace Clary, keeping hold on to the ball. Got almost overrun by Maddie Armstrong of the Kangaroos, but was able to hang on to it and shook Armstrong right off.
Yeah, and that'll be a stoppage in play as it goes out of bounds. It'll be Summer Foster, as I talked about before, one of those menace leaders for the Kangaroos, who will pass it in.
No, I think it's just a goalie kick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just can't hit it all the way out.
Yeah, so Mackenzie Ryan now actually will pass it out for the Kangaroos and try to get something going. Sorry, that's not Mackenzie Ryan. But anyhow, the Roos will pass it out. Try to get momentum going on their side, offensively speaking, because they've been able to get defensive chances, turn them into offense, but quickly stopped by the Lakers. Goes out of bounds quickly, quick miscalculation. And that's what the Roos will need to take advantage of today. Lakers don't mess up often because they run a very calculated offense, but when they do, the Kangaroos will need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. The Lakers have a very meticulated offense. It's almost defense-oriented because, like I said earlier, they limit their opponents to so little amount of goals per game, and then they pick and choose their shots so well. They only have 12 goals on the season, but those 12 goals have made a really big impact in those 3 wins and those 2 draws that they have. So I think for them, a really, really smart strategy as well from them, putting on that pressure early, because I think that's how they've been beating these teams, is by getting the jump on them early.
Yeah, really, that's the name of the game in all sports. As the Lakers try to pass it in, but again, that's the name of the game in all sports. You're going to want to apply that domination early, try to assert your dominance early, and try to tack on a goal early. And then in soccer, it's hard to come back 2-0, so if the Lakers can get multiple early goals, then they will find themselves in a comfortable spot, Lucas.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but then we see there a sloppy call, and the Lakers get an offsides, and just like that, Canton's back on offense. We'll see if they can do something with it. They end up not. But you see just there, Oswego had momentum, and then an offsides call just kills all of it. You got to be careful with that. Even against a team like Canton that might not have the strongest defense, you have to play up to the top of your ability.
Without a doubt. The ball is certainly alternating possessions here. No team able to get in clear momentum, I should say. But now it's the Kangaroos who try to push it up. They push it up open space. Sydney Hofer, see what she can do with it. She's in a one-on-one with the Lakers. The Lakers quickly take it, as that is Shay O'Rourke who wins the defensive battle. She kicks it out to one of her teammates, number 7, Kyla Sustad, goal leader for the Lakers on the season.
Goal and assist leader. 4 goals, 3 assists. She's got 11 points on the season, off to a really, really impressive start.
Yeah, definitely one of the focal points of the Lakers offense. Makes an impact every single game. Lucky to have her, the Lakers are. And see what they can do. Hits a crossbar on the top. That's a no good as Mackenzie Ryan makes a diving save.
I think the goalie had that ball there. Might have gotten kicked out of the hands of the goalie, but the referee stopped it before it was allowed. But a great chance there by Courtney Key. We're able to maintain that ball and try and get something to happen. Just doesn't happen for the Lakers. And a really good defense position by Canton. Able to maintain the ball and not let the Lakers slip a pass.
Yeah, we saw that defensive and offensive battle on the corner, so you can win that. The Lakers came through with the crossbar attempt, however, no good. And Mackenzie Ryan quickly corrals it. Headlines how she's going to perform for the rest of the game. Very impressive goalie. Makes an impressive showing each outing. Now as the Lakers have it in the corner again, that is 17 for the team. Shea O'Rourke. They kick it back out to her. She kicks it into the middle. The Lakers now with possession.
I think that's a handball on Courtney Key. It was a really, really good pass into the middle by Shea O'Rourke. A really good cross, but Courtney Key not able to collect it well enough, and it hits her on the hand. We were able to see that from up here. And an easy call for the refs to send it back the other way.
Yeah, and neither team's too careless or sloppy with the ball. Neither team's really are. Both teams are disciplined with the ball. They don't play sloppy a lot. So we'll see if penalties emerge in this game and how they can affect the end result.
And we'll start to see the penalties more as this game wears on. Players get tired. Players get frustrated. You always see it more. It gets more chippy. Those early shoves turn into more frustration-based attacks near the end of the game, and it always happens. But really, I think for these two teams, it's just going to see who can maintain that calm, collected composure for longer.
Yeah, composure is the name of the game, really, in all sports, as that's a rather weak shot from the Lakers right into the hands of Mackenzie Ryan. That shot coming from Kyla Sustad. Many touches for her this game. She will certainly, as I touched on before, certainly a focal point of this offense will continue to be throughout the game.
Yeah, good shot by Sustad. I think that was basically just a little poke just to make sure the goalie's awake. Goalie's been doing a great job so far. Mackenzie Ryan in goal for Canton. Has done a good job all season. She's done the best she can with the defense that she has to work with, and I think that Canton just, like I said, needs to find that defensive identity overall because they just simply allowed too many goals, and I think they need to find a defensive style that really works for them. And if that means bringing more defenders back and having it that way, then you got to do it like that, and it will work at some point. You just got to find it. It's finding the rotation that works.
Yeah, and against a strong offensive squad like the Lakers, I like to use this phrase a lot, but Canton, that is, they have to stand on all 10 toes. It's a phrase I use to like a lot. But, however, it holds true for Canton. They need to run a really calculated defense. Communication is certainly key, as you hear that a lot within every sport. However, this game is certainly imperative to Canton attack as they try to neutralize the attack of the Oswego State Lakers.
Yeah, no doubt, and I think so far they really have done a good job. Oswego's gotten a couple shots, but haven't gotten anything to go in, and I think Canton has been doing a good job of putting on just enough pressure that the Lakers feel like they have pressure on them to take those quick, not-so-good shots like we saw Sustad take one from outside the box. Not the best shot, but she didn't have anything else, so she just took it.
Yeah, and we're seeing the Lakers find these creases in their end, but quickly upended by the Roos, and that's certainly, this game at least so far, we've seen improved back in defense as the Lakers push it up with number 12, Amber McDermott. See what she can do. She knives through the defense. It's a defensive battle now. Canton seems to come away with the win there on that one-on-one.
Yeah, McDermott seemingly just tried to take on that whole Canton defense by herself. I applaud the effort. Off the good pass, some really, really good footwork by Luna Catano, also of the Lakers. Found her with that really nice pass, and McDermott just did everything she could, but she just ran into too many defenders.
Yeah, that's that calculated defense, really. I said communication, name of the game, seems to be prevalent for the Roos so far. Now as they try to push it up, it's about the Roos this whole game. It's about if they can turn that impressive defense we just saw back into offensive chances.
And like we, again, just saw where it was an immediate turnover by the Kangaroos, you just got to have better collected pass, and you see just like that. Kicks one away, and it goes right back to the Lakers as soon as they get possession. You got to be more careful with those passes.
Yeah, you want prime chemistry between your teammates so they can know when that receiving pass is coming to them. They can connect on it and hopefully try to bury one through as the Lakers push up here with an attack. They try to get it out to number 19, Olivia Davis, however, quickly stopped by the Roos. They will get it back.
Yeah, it almost looked like Kyla Sustad was taking another shot from way downtown. Could have been interpreted as a pass, but the way she pumped her leg up for that one, it almost looked like she was ready to launch that one. Just got blocked by the defense there.
Yeah, and the Lakers have a lot of fearless players on this roster, not afraid to take shots even when there's a brick wall style defense right in front of them, which is what the Canton Kangaroos have imposed so far. So for the Lakers, it's a good thing that they really have these fearless players, not afraid to take shots and make those passes into sometimes tight spaces.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen Summer Foster already. She has just been everywhere on the defensive end. You said already, she's the minutes leader. She's just done such a good job of working into this offense, or into this defense of the Canton Kangaroos, and really just making a difference.
Yeah, certainly one of many difference makers on this squad. She will attempt to get a goal this game or get even looks on net as the Lakers take the shot. However, it's through. It goes past the hands of Mackenzie Ryan. That is number 19. Olivia Davis takes a shot from the corner past the head of Mackenzie Ryan. Quickly 1-0 Lakers, Lucas, 15 minutes in.
Yeah, that was just an absolutely beautiful shot, Logan. Just a really nice chipper just out of the outstretched hand of keeper Mackenzie Ryan. And if you're Ryan, there's really not much you can be upset about. That was such a good shot there. We'll take another look at it again. Oh, it was such a good shot. She did a great job putting the ball exactly where she needed it to be. And like I already said, Mackenzie Ryan just couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, Mackenzie Ryan trying to stand tall in that net, but sometimes when you get those aerial chances on offense, there's nothing that the goalie can do. Sometimes they'll just go above their head and evade you. Mackenzie Ryan trying to do everything there. However, quickly evades her. Lakers quickly up 1-0, 15 minutes into this broadcast. So now right back to the Lakers now as they try to apply even more sense of urgency early on. Right into the hands of Ryan, though.
Just like we said, Logan, Oswego likes to score, and they like to score early. And Canton had to be ready for that. And they were. They did a good job for a little over 14 minutes. Just unfortunately for them, Oswego was able to find that gap. And like we saw from Olivia Davis, just a picture-perfect shot.
Was certainly. She won that one-on-one battle there. And that's those chances that you're going to want to build on if you're the Lakers. You don't want to get too comfortable if you're up 1-0 because Canton, they can quickly try and come back because we've seen them apply energy early on, that rapid energy on defense and offense. So you don't want them to get too competitive on your end early on. You want to keep playing that stout defense that you've played so far. Now it's Canton who tries to get it. It's the Lakers who seem to have the advantage on offense. If the Canton tries to apply one offensive player, Lakers have 2 or 3 defenders there able to curb the attempt.
Yeah, for right now, I mean, Peyton Crane has essentially seen little to no offense from Canton. She's just sitting there making sure her team's doing okay. But until the Kangaroos can show that they have an offensive identity, the Lakers are just going to keep putting on the super uber pressure on this Canton defense because the Lakers know that the Kangaroos have even less of an offense. So they're going to take that risk, and like we're seeing right now, it's worth it. Another beautiful shot from Kyla Sustad making Mackenzie Ryan work.
Yeah, on opposite ends, you have Crane, who you said playing now rather comfortable in that net, logging 700 minutes on the season, 24 saves. But on the other end, you have Ryan, who's going to have to be walking around in eggshells in this tenacious Laker offense. Again, like you said earlier, they're going to play meticulously and calculated as it goes through. Try to get a header at least or a shot from the foot. No good, though, as it goes past many heads of many offensive pieces for the Lakers.
Yeah, really good cross there. Once again, we're seeing Kyla Sustad again. She's just simply everywhere for this Lakers offense. She has such good footwork. She's got a really great shot, and you can obviously tell why she's the points leader so early in the season for them.
Yeah, it makes such an impact every single game, as so do many other players for the Lakers. So we're going to see how they can apply even more urgency early on. Again, as the Lakers always, the name of their game is really they take an authoritative stance early on, as I alluded to, those 8 first-half goals out of the total 12 goals on the season. So they've been able to take a commanding lead early in a lot of games as the Lakers push it up. That's number 19, Olivia Davis. Davis diving through that defense. She kicks it out, but a straight grounder to the goalie, Mackenzie Ryan. Mackenzie Ryan now. She's going to throw it out for her team. She's going to try to get to one of them, or kick it out, rather. Lakers, though, back on defense. They take it. So you can get the advantage here now. For the Lakers, this is number 11, Brianna Winkler. Can she take it? It's a one-on-one battle. She loses it, though, as the Canton Kangaroos kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, we saw Luna Catano and Courtney Key both get subbed out, and coming in was Brianna Winkler and Kaylee Elliott for the Lakers. 2 wings to pair up alongside with Kyle Sustad, giving a little break to Key and Catano, I would assume.
Yeah, we'll see how Sustad can play off those 2 beneficiaries as the Lakers get another quick goal. It's crossed to the center point. And for the Lakers, that is Kaylee Elliott, who buries the second goal of the day for the Lakers.
Just subbing into the game, Kaylee Elliott ripped off a shot. Like you said, it was an easy grounder, and then she got her redemption just about a minute later. A really, really nice job by that Lakers offense, and once again, we're seeing it for the Canton Kangaroos just being overwhelmed way too quickly. And on the Lakers side, we're also seeing it. The Lakers, like we said, love to score heavy games in that first half, and we are seeing it once again.
We certainly are, and it seemed to be a total lapse in defense from the Kangaroos there, from our viewpoint at least. Not many defenders on the attack of Kaylee Elliott, so she was able to easily push that through. Just went, again, past the legs of Mackenzie Ryan for the second goal of the game. And as you touched on, they like to apply these heavy offensive attacks. They've certainly done that so far. A lot of ball control for the team, really, so far as a whole. Now it's the Lakers again. We're going to push it up with number 17, Shea O'Rourke. O'Rourke now really in a world of her own. She kicks it out. It's number 7, Sustad. Sustad again, playing with those other 2 wings who just subbed in. Lakers operating, before that goal, I was going to say, Lakers operate off those 2 beneficiaries. And that beneficiary that came in, one of them was Kaylee Elliott. She was able to bury one through, already a beneficiary for the team.
Yeah, I really like that. The 2 substitutes that came in for Oswego were the immediate benefactors of that last goal. You had Kaylee Elliott on the goal and Brianna Winkler on the assist. Really, really great coaching there to put them in. And just like that, Lakers are up 2-0.
Yeah, already making their impact now as it's a race to the ball. However, Mackenzie Ryan wins it. So for the Lakers, trying to get to that ball was Brianna Winkler, Lucas, who you just touched on, subbed in. However, Mackenzie Ryan able to win that battle. That's what she's going to want to do all game, able to win those foot races to take the ball away before the Lakers can attempt a shot on net. Now it's Winkler in a one-on-one battle with SUNY Canton, Summer Foster. Foster seems to come away with the win there. So for the Lakers now, they try to push it up. It's a battle in the corner. It goes out of bounds off the foot of Foster. That minutes leader for the Roos. Now as we see Mackenzie Ryan now, she's going to try to find one teammate in a sea of blue jerseys to see if they can conjure anything up to resemble anything of offensive momentum for her team.
You see Canton, they really are trying super hard. They still have that defense. They're not giving up. Just because they're down 2-0, they are still putting in that effort. They're just being outplayed by the Lakers right now, who have done such a good job of weaving in and out of that defense of the Kangaroos. And the frustration already might be taken into account. The passing by the Kangaroos when they do get it, it's already been looking a little sloppy, and I think that is just due to frustration.
Yeah, just as you said, and as you said about 20 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, it's going to get chippy late into this game, I feel. Certainly both teams, or at least on Canton end, if the Lakers keep piling on goals, Canton might get frustrated. But they can't let that get to them. They need to keep composure, keep playing the impressive defense that they have so far, because they've just been miscalculations on defense for them that they've suffered from. So if they can just apply a sense of composure, then they should be good.
Very nice job there, Mackenzie Ryan. That was a dangerous ball being put in the box, and she was able to get onto that one before the Lakers were able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, again, and that's what she's going to want to do all game. She's going to want to get to those balls first. as it goes behind the midpoint line. The Lakers will quickly reset with the ball. That's number 17, Shea O'Rourke, who has it. Can she do anything as she tries to knife through the defense? Yes, she can. She'll pass it up to one of her teammates. Now it's out to number 7 on the Lakers. That is Kyla Sustad. Kyla Sustad now with it. It goes through the net again. And that for the Lakers is Brianna Winkler, one of those players off the bench. Now the second of 2 who have came in within the first half and have quickly made an impact, scoring for the team off of an assist from Sustad.
Yeah, Logan, we had a rough angle here of who actually scored, but I think you got it right. It was a great pass from Kyla Sustad right to Brianna Winkler, who snuck it by Mackenzie Ryan. And Mackenzie Ryan just doing everything she can, but unfortunately it was not enough. Brianna Winkler was right in front of her, and all she had to do was poke it in, and Ryan just did not have enough time to react. Really, really good job by the Lakers, and this offense is firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, they are nothing short of rolling absolutely in offense, conquering and dominating, because they have, I'd say, controlled the tempo from the outset and are certainly dominating every facet of the game. Now as it goes off the Laker and they will try to get it back, who can win this foot race as Canton comes out with it. Try to reset an offense now.
Fantastic day for Brianna Winkler already. A goal and an assist in a little under 5 minutes or a little over 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. She's barely been in the game, and she's already making a huge difference. Really, really impressive by her.
Yeah, Lakers are really just, you can see they're so synchronized on offense. The pieces are in the right place at the right time. They make those connecting passes, and they're able to bury it through. And just really communication is priority for the Lakers, and they have displayed that so far. Not just in this game, but all their games this season, even with some struggles as Ryan gets to that ball first.
Kangaroos really, really just need to try and focus on the short passes. Try and just get some offense up to the field, because right now Oswego is dominating them in the trench that you called it. Right where we see middle of the field, Oswego takes over, and just like that, they're back on offense. Really, really good tackle there. Once again, Brianna Winkler, again, her name's being said by us, having a really, really good game. I think when we're right at the middle of the field, Oswego is beating them every single time, and that is the difference maker.
Yeah, it really is that transition battle that you want to win. You can't really overstate how much of an impact Winkler and the other key players on the Lakers squad has. And now, as we see, really, the Lakers goalie, she keeps sitting in net. She's playing comfortable there, not facing many shots. That's Peyton Crane again, who we alluded to. She's not able.
Hasn't faced any shots.
Yeah, she hasn't faced any shots, so she's in net, not having to worry.
I don't even think Canton has really been in this offensive side unless it's a deep pass, and then Oswego's taking it immediately back out. It has been all Oswego on offense between these two teams. And before we said maybe Canton has a way to turn it around, but unfortunately for them, the struggles seem to keep continuing. I think for the Lakers, they are 100% capitalizing on it.
Yeah, the struggles are certainly pertinent. And as you said, every time Canton tries to get past the midpoint line, it seems that they're just beat to the ball. It seems that they are met with 2 or 3 defenders of the Lakers who are there right away to take it and capitalize on those offensive chances that they turn them into. So now for the Lakers, it's going to be number 18, Nicolette Janau, who's going to pass it in. We'll see what she can do with the ball. We'll see if she can make a connecting pass to one of her teammates to try and get another chance on net, or at least keep controlling the pace. Now it's going to be passed into a sea of Kangaroos, quickly headed back out. Now it's quickly spearheaded to the Lakers. Can they win this offensive battle? They can. They want to get in open space now. Again, no. Another stoppage in play.
A little bit too hard of a pass there from Lauren O'Connell, one of the seniors on the team. She's been playing all day so far, doing a really, really good job right at that middle of the field. She has been one of the key factors of why the Oswego Lakers have been winning in the trenches every single time. She puts in the work.
Yeah, and now we're seeing more stagnating offense from the Lakers. Really good defense, I would say, right now from the Kangaroos. They maybe learn from their mistakes, applying more pressure on defense in those trenches, as you said, not letting the Lakers get many chances, at least so far, from that last goal. So now it's the Lakers are trying to push it up. And again, knife through that defense. Can they take a shot on net? But great defense from number 23, Caitlin Kelly of the Kangaroos. Now it's the Lakers are going to pass it in with number 27, Ashley Praxel. From the corner now, in a mixture of white and blue jerseys. What can we see here, Lucas? Do you think we'll see a header?
They don't have too many crashing in the box right now. Now they do. Little short kick there, but I like the scheme. It was an interesting one. They had a bunch of people back away from the box, and they had them all crash in as it was coming in instead of just waiting under.
Yeah, as you see in basketball, crashing the glass on defense, and the Kangaroos played that ball well. They crashed the net. They were able to knock that out. And Mackenzie Ryan kicks up to one of her teammates who is going to pass this one out, see what she can do with it.
Yeah, really good job by the Kangaroos on a corner kick that could have been bad for them. They did a good job of maintaining it and getting the ball out of their zone, even if just for the moment.
They did. Now it's back up to the Lakers. They try to push up an offense. The one-on-one battle, a miscalculation, though, and the Kangaroos get it. Can they turn this into offensive momentum? We're seeing synchronized passes right now. Kangaroos will keep trying to push up. However, they lead them on too far. And it's the Lakers who quickly intercept the pass, interfering with the attempted offensive passes of the Kangaroos. A one-on-one race, but Mackenzie Ryan wins it.
Yeah, such a close call. Kayla Baca almost getting it, but Summer Foster once again doing everything she can to keep the balls out of the net of the Kangaroo side. Just doing everything she can.
Yeah, that improved back-end help really speaks volumes when we see it on display here. So the Lakers are now going to take it. It was Allison Demetri Erskine tried to make the connecting pass, but however, it goes right to Mackenzie Ryan. And that's a really good stop by her. She was in the right place, in the right time, in the side of the net.
Yeah, like you said, a really great pass from Dmitrievsky, but just a little too far away from Ashley Praxel, who had a great hustle, but just not in time to get there. And another corner kick it is.
Yeah, and we're going to see, I believe, from my viewpoint at least, it's going to be Ashley Praxel, I believe, is going to kick it in from the corner, see what she can do. It's a race for the ball. It was number 11 of the Lakers, Brianna Winkler, who tried to get to that. However, she was beat by one of the Kangaroo defenders.
Yeah, it looks like she took a little shot to the back, maybe from Nicole Moreau. A little chippy there in the box between both these teams, but nothing called. Good defensive possession once again for Canton, doing a good job holding these corner kicks to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's more of a dual-sided battle now, as you see both teams really applying a sense of what they want. Both calculated defense and offense here, at least. Canton's been able to stop the Laker attack, or at least neutralize it for the last, I'd say, 5 to 7 minutes.
I think Canton's just doing everything they can. I think they really have done a good job of maintaining this Oswego's defense, us offense, because it could be a lot worse so far. And I think the Kangaroos have done a really good job of hustling to every single ball and making sure the Lakers have as hard of a time as possible to get those balls in the net.
Yeah, just as you said, it could have gotten a lot worse. It could have gotten really ugly. The Lakers had, I'd say, good 2 to 3 chances on net, or at least attempts to get the ball within the unsafe area of Mackenzie Ryan where she doesn't want it, but the Canton Kangaroo defense able to curb those attempts, able to stop that offensive momentum that the Lakers want. That's going to be a corner kick on the Lakers' end.
Bounces off the flag. Very, very close for the Lakers. Actually, just a throw and not a corner.
Yes, my bad on that one. Just the throw in here as Canton quickly intercepts it. Is he going to be kicked out? Goes out of bounds, and the Lakers will retain possession.
A little less than 15 minutes to go here. Lakers are up 3-0. Really curious to see if Canton can try and just get something going, have some type of offensive push, because that is really what they would need to just breathe some life into their whole offensive identity.
Yeah, and just as you say that, they do attempt to get the ball past. However, the pressing defense of the Lakers goes off one of their legs, and now it's back out to number 26, Erica Yancey, one of the minutes leaders on this team. So she gets the ball back, able to stop, along with her teammates, she's able to stop that offensive attack from the Kangaroos as they try to get it going.
Yeah, you see Yancey, you see Grace Clary, and And you see Nicolette 1-0, just really, really good defensive backfield so far. And you'll see that they only have 3 defenders back. Oswego loves to press the attack. They have a bunch of midfielders and a bunch of attackers pushing forward at all points because of how confident they are that their defense can hold this Canton offense.
Yeah, as I said before, those fearless players on the Laker offense, they know what their defense is about. They know their defense is also fearless, not able to interfere with the opposing team's play. So when you have that synchronization between the offense and defense, you really know what you want. You really know the tempo of the game that you want to set. As the Lakers do get it back now, after a few stoppages in play, actually. Now we're going to see a substitution. Yeah, now we're going to see a substitution on the Lakers' end as we approach 13 minutes to go in this first half.
Not too many substitutions for Canton, too, and might be a problem just in terms of roster size. Canton has a significantly smaller roster than Oswego does. Just off of a pure look, you can tell. And just right looking at both of their benches, Canton probably has about as many subs you can count on fingers, which is unfortunate for when, at the end of the games, all those players are tired. You gotta have fresh legs, and unfortunately for them, they just don't have those fresh legs. So at those end of the games, it's probably where they suffer the most because all those players have been working so hard and they're just tired.
Yeah, fatigue's certainly taking a toll, and could be problematic for them in the late stages. However, one player on Canton I wanted to mention who I've seen making many defensive stops and made one not too long ago in the corner of the net is Nicole Morrow. She seemed to win those one-on-one battles. Number 17 Morrow, that is. She's seemed to be able to win those one-on-one battles and be in the right place at the right time in front of Ryan, make sure she's protected. So we'll see the big impact she can leave for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Morrow's been a really good force for this defense. She's done a really good job being in the right spot, just making sure that stuff doesn't happen for the Lakers.
And now as the Lakers attempt to take a shot, but goes right above the net, and that'll be no good for the team. Now Mackenzie Ryan attempts to reset, and the Roos will attempt to gain composure.
Yeah, good try by the Lakers. Really like the attempt there. Just a little bit of pressure by Canton, and it cost that mistake by the Lakers, and they just missed that shot.
Yeah, and at least from our view, I believe that was Allison Dimitri Ursky who tried to take the shot, but unfortunately went above the net as Mackenzie Ryan will win that race between number 8 on the Lakers, Sabrina Schmidt, and Mackenzie Ryan. Ryan will come out on top with the ball. She'll race to that ball, as she has done many times this game and will need to do if she wants to protect her team for the rest of this game. Now, so the Lakers are going to try to attempt to get it past midfield. Knifing through the defense was number 26 on the Lakers, Erica Yancey. She does a very good job of that. Now it's a one-on-one battle.
A little bit too far. Sabrina Schmidt just too slow to get that one there. Really, really quick ball. Is almost able to get in. Nicole Moreau of the Canton Kangaroos was there with her just in case, but the Lakers will get it right back almost.
Yeah, it's Canton with this speedy defense that sometimes makes the Lakers miscalculate things, especially those passes, as the Lakers seem to be in open space from number 4 there, Kayla Baca, but it was passed back out from her. She had the open chance, it seemed. Maybe not totally, but an attempt wouldn't have hurt. However, a pass out, quickly intercepted by the Roos, and they will take it from out of bounds.
That was, once again, really good job by Summer Foster. I saw her check. Nicolette 1-0. Really, really nice job. Just made 1-0 very, very uncomfortable as she got closer to the goal with that ball. Just basically saying, you're not going to get this easily. Really good job by Foster again.
Yeah, and Foster imposing her will, along with Morrow. We see that defensive individual, at least, defensive tenacity, and the team as a whole, they seem to be more synchronized on defense with what they want and stopping the ball as it'll cross, however, above the net. So now we will see Mackenzie Ryan seemingly throw it in, or kick it in, that is, in a few seconds. It'll wind down in 10 minutes left to go in this first half.
Yeah, like we already said, from those corner kicks, one thing that have been doing very well is those corner kick defense. They've been doing a very, very good job of mitigating what Oswego is trying to do, trying to get fancy, and Canton is not allowing any of those to come through.
Yeah, Canton making the Lakers sometimes fearful, making the Lakers take those maybe haphazard shots that go above the net because they impose their will so early on in those corner kicks. They surround the Lakers so much that they get overwhelmed. The Lakers get overwhelmed, that is, and they take those errant shots as they try to push it up. Now stop by Nicole Morrow. Wow, aggressive play from her. Very good stop.
Oh, it was a great tackle by Moreau. Just simply dominant there.
She goes right into the hands of Mackenzie Ryan off of a shot from Laker Kayla Baca. Now we'll see Mackenzie Ryan throw it out back to her team, see what they can do here. Now it's a one-on-one battle with Canton seemingly winning it. It's an aggressive battle, however, Lakers take it right back. Goes back out to Baca. Baca will attempt to make the pass up. See what they can do with number 14. Kaylee Elliott already has 1 goal in this game. Can she get 2? No. That's an errant shot. You're going to want that one back, Lucas, because it went straight out of bounds.
Yeah, I think for Kaylee Elliott, I think she was trying to go for a cross, just didn't have the room there. I don't know if she was trying to get the shot off. Just had a little bit too little, or little too time to get that ball across in front of the net and just didn't have enough time to do it.
Yeah, fortunately for her, we are early on in this game, so we'll see maybe those defensive lapses from the Roos able to lead to those chances from the Lakers. She can make up on that and have a clearer chance on net from the corner in those future chances. Now as the Lakers do attempt to push it up and kicked out by the Roos, back out to number 18 on the Lakers, Nicolette Jaco. She makes the pass. Can Elliott race to the ball? No, goes out of bounds.
I think ever since that last goal got scored, Canton has really settled in. I think they're doing a good job since the last one, just pressuring Oswego just enough that you're forcing Oswego to take those poor shots that aren't falling, and Mackenzie Ryan is doing a good job to stop those poor shots. Like Canton just settling themselves. They got off to a rough start. They were good, and then, of course, Oswego had that fiery run. They hit 3 goals, and now I think we're back to Canton just settled in, and they have understood now that Oswego offense are doing a good job of mitigating.
Yeah, they certainly are mitigating that offensive attack and making the Lakers seem scared to take certain chances, which result in maybe those turnovers and errant shots and passes that quickly get denied by the Roos. They're able to upend that momentum from the Lakers as Mackenzie Ryan will pass it out from the safety of her own net. Back out to the Roos. Can the Roos push it up? Quickly intercepted by the Lakers. Sliding tackle, and both players go down. The Roos will come out with it. It's a 2-on-1 battle with the Lakers winning it. Lucas, we've seen those disadvantages for the Roos so many times this game with the Lakers able to come out with it.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yourself. The Kangaroos have just simply not done a good job in the middle of the field. Oswego just overwhelming them every single time they try and get anything offense going. And I think that's really just a testament to how good this Lakers defense is. Even when they take those losses recently, they had a 3-game losing streak, but all of those games were super close, 2-1, 3-1, and 2-1 again. And against very, very tough teams. They played Hamilton, St. Lawrence, and Wilkes. Very, very tough opponents for the Lakers. And I think for them, just a really, really great defensive showing now back against Canton.
Yeah, certainly was a great defensive showing. And that three-game gritty test, I think, prepared them for maybe these more laid-back games because they've piled on so many goals this early as the ball goes above the net. So as I was saying, that trio of games able to prepare for the Lakers for the games down the stretch, teach them lessons on defense and offense.
And as their first SUNY matchup against Oneonta, really gritty, nothing draw. I mean, sometimes those games happen, and we see nothing draws all the time, and I think that just stands to show how good both of those teams are, and it was such a competitive game. It's just a stalemate for 120 minutes sometimes. It's just a long time of soccer, and if both of the teams are just saying no to each other, it's not going to happen. I really like that Oswego had that first SUNY matchup be such a close game, and it ended up being a draw because I really think that is a testament to how tough the SUNY matchup is as a whole.
Yeah, and the Lakers are in a tie for 5th place with Oneonta, and then you have Cortland, who's also tied for 5th place. So you have those very, at least maybe similar play styles from the Lakers and the Red Dragons, able to keep both teams from burying a goal in net, even as they tried many chances. You see stoppage in play here. Lakers trying to get something going before half.
Kangaroos will recover, however. Quick referee stoppage. Mackenzie Ryan will set up for a goal kick. Less than 5 minutes to go now in the half. Lakers are up 3-0. And I think this half, it has just been all Lakers offense, or honestly more Lakers defense completely shutting down anything Canton has to offer on offense, and that leads to the Lakers offense.
Yeah, and if you're head coach Matt Miligrano of Canton, you're going to want to give your Kangaroos a really good pep talk at halftime as we wind down 4 minutes. You're going to want to give them a really good talk and have them come into the second half able to play to the standards of the Lakers and able to keep that momentum going, able to keep that composure, I should say. You're going to want to get some offensive momentum going at least and more ball control.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that the Canton defense has to be given a ton of credit because they've just essentially had no break for an entire half. They've had no rest, and the Lakers' offense has just been strategically wearing them down. And we saw for the first 15 minutes, Canton held strong, but Canton's defense just didn't have a break during those 15 minutes, and it was just straight battling for it. And you saw the Lakers just take shots, chip at the goal, chip at Mackenzie Ryan, and they found it, and they found another one, they found a third one. And I think now the Lakers offense has tired out, and I think as we come down to this half, we might see another stalemate going to the 0-0. But the Lakers had those three that were absolutely crucial as they took advantage of a potentially tired Canton defense.
Yeah, and as we just saw, just as you said, that was Ashley Praxel who takes a shot, and she will tack another one on. However, both a miss, but as you see, that really underlines it. The Lakers seemingly wearing Canton defense out. Praxel seemed to win those one-on-one battles, and even if the shot did not go through, she did not convert on it, she's still able to get those chances on net. And if you're head coach Brian McGraw, or McGrain, I should say, that's what you're going to want to do, and that's what you're going to want to see from your team. As Morrow passes it out here within the final 2 minutes, can the Lakers win this battle?
Caught some wind.
And that's a goal. Very grounder shot now for the Lakers. That's the fourth goal of the game from number 8, Sabrina Schmidt. So now we have 4 different goal scorers for the Lakers. Schmidt, the latest one, Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, that was such an interesting turn of events. We see Nicole Morrow try and get a kickoff, and as the kick goes up, she almost throws her hands up in the air because I think the wind caught the ball and it got no drift, and it just dropped right into the feet of Sabrina Schmidt, who just took it right by Summer Foster, who didn't even know what was happening, and she didn't have enough time to react. And just like that, we get another goal for Oswego. So I stand corrected off of the stalemate, but just a really unfortunate kick for Nicole Moreau. No fault of her own, just a really bad break catching the wind like that.
Yeah, certainly was. You're going to love those chances, though, when you get them if you're the Lakers. Certainly Schmidt had to love that one. Again, as I said, the 4th different goal scorer of the game for the Lakers. They're applying this still late sense of domination in the first half as we wind down in 2 minutes, but they're not letting up with their attack as now it is Praxel in open space. She takes her 3rd shot probably within 2 minutes, however, denied by the Roos. Praxel now is going to kick it from the corner, see what she can do now. She's had a lot of action with the ball in these late stages of the first half.
Yeah, I really like the fact that all the goals scored by the Lakers did 4 individual scores, and 3 of those goals were from substitutes coming into the game. Really, really impressive, and I think that's just a testament to how good even the backups for these starters are. Still just really talented players on this Oswego squad, and I don't think their record really says how good they are, because I think 3-3-2 is just about a 500 average, give or take, and I think that they're definitely better than a 500 average. Like I said, those losses came from really tough teams, and I think once SUNY gets play underway, they'll really show how good they are. Yeah,
now it's Baca with it. She'll attempt to do something, however, it's kicked out, but as you were saying, it's the Lakers who have that depth help. However, as you said about, I want to say 20 minutes ago, how you mentioned the Canton Kangaroos don't have nearly as many players on the roster as the Lakers, so fatigue is going to get to them. Where the Lakers do have depth, Roos lack in that, so that's one of the shortcomings, and that's going to be a frustrating piece of their game as we wind down in the final stages of it. As the Lakers now attempt to push it back up, they seem to keep getting the ball, but it's quickly knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, another really, really good try by Kayla Baca once again. She's already got an assist on the year, trying to get her first goal of the year. and just coming oh so close there, but just a little left of the goal, and Mackenzie Ryan was there just in case.
Yeah, it's a really dynamic attack between the Lakers now, as it's not really one person that the offensive game is centralized around, or the game plan, I should say, is centralized around. We've seen Baca get the ball a bunch of times and Sustad get the ball a bunch of times, among many other players. The Lakers are able to operate off of those players.
We see Peyton Crane getting her first touch of the game right at the end of the half as clock winds down.
Yeah, and if you're the Roos, going into the second half, you're going to want more offensive chances on net, Lucas. And what was your biggest thing that you want to see from the Roos when we come out into the second half?
I mean, it's for me, the Kangaroos did not even play bad. Their defense was very stout. They did a good job of mitigating defense, like I said. Just they didn't have any breaks. As soon as they would go on offense, Oswego would send it right back the other way, and Can's back on defense. And it was just straight defense for minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time. Just they need a little bit of a break. They need to be able to walk around while their offense is at work on the other end, and they just haven't had that opportunity. And I think for Canton, just simply not enough energy in a game to be running for 45 minutes straight trying to get the ball from the Lakers, who are an extremely talented offensive team, and you see how calculated they can be when they know to take advantage of a defense like Canton.
Yeah, and as we keep touching on that, lack of depth is certainly going to be a negative for the Roos as we go into the late stages of the game. So now, we will see you back at WTOB 10 in 14 minutes. Thank you for tuning into the first half. Welcome back to W2P10, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Wednesday between the Oswego State Lakers and SUNY Canton Kangaroos. I am Logan Weingartner, once again joined by Lucas. Lucas, what do you think will transpire in the second half, or rather, what do you want to see happen in the second half?
I think for Canton, it's just seeing if they can get something on offense going. I really think they've done a good job on defense, and I love the way they played. And I think at this point, just take some risks on offense, push some more people up, try and get some more players to get on that ball. But I don't know if they're going to do that, because if it gets too far to reach, Oswego's just going to be scoring at will if they try and push those players up on offense. So I think they are just going to stick with their game plan of maintaining that defense. But we see that really quick, really good clear there. But yeah, I think in terms of Canton, I would hope they just maintain the defense as well as they can.
Yeah, Canton Kangaroos certainly going to need to clear the ball out a lot as much as they can. And as you said, I also believe that they need to take those risks, calculated risks, but still, once you're down 4-0, you still want to apply a sense of urgency. So you're going to want to take the chances when you're presented with them as much as you can, as the ball will travel to the Lakers' side. They will recompose now, reset with the ball, try to do something with it.
Yeah, we see a couple of new players in for us. We got that didn't see the field in the first half. We got Jillian Brosnan, Keely McConkey,
that's a
Albus.
quick goal
for that one. Apologies.
No, you're all good. That's a quick goal for the Lakers now. That is from number 31, Luna Catano. Her first goal of the season and the Lakers' fifth goal of the game. 5 separate goal scorers, just goes right through the hands of Mackenzie Ryan, Lucas.
Yeah, that was completely on me, Logan. I looked down on my sheet just for a second to see who came into the game for the Lakers, and they scored, and I didn't even see that one coming. But, yeah, really nice job by the Lakers right off the bat, and just a frustrating game for Canton, unfortunately. Just doing everything they can, but unfortunately even that's not enough.
Yeah, Lakers really gaining an edge any way they can, and once they do gain that edge, as we see them push the ball up into the corner, Mackenzie Ryan not able to be super comfortable in that, as she has been, had to stand on all 10 toes really. Not able to stop that one, though. Just goes right through her hands. Katana wins that battle. Now back on the Lakers side of things, maybe Canton worn out enough. However, they're still going to try to impose a strong style of defense for these last 43 minutes. Now it's number 11 on the Lakers. That is Brianna Winkler. She's been very active in this game. She takes a shot, but no good.
Yeah, Winkler, 1 goal and assist already. Trying her luck at another one, no good. But once again, we're seeing it. Oswego's pressure always. And against Canton, it has worked wonders.
Yeah, it certainly has. And it's going to keep working wonders if the Lakers maintain this high level of play that they've possessed throughout these first 47, 48 minutes. So that's the Lakers again behind their midpoint line. They try to reset. Canton pressing up with just 1 defender, but the Lakers win that edge and will push it past midfield now. See what they can do with it as they're on the far sideline. Now it's the Lakers pushing up with a very clear shot on net. It's Schmidt now takes that shot, or maybe makes a pass, and that just goes right past the net off of the leg of a Laker.
What an attempt there. A beautiful blast by Sabrina Schmidt and a nice heel tap there by Brianna Winkler. Just simply a little off the mark, but a really, really good try. And Canton really not putting any pressure on there. That was simply a shot done at will by the Lakers.
Yeah, you're going to want to take those chances when you get them, but just a miscalculation, really, as you said. So as the Lakers now attempt to retain possession, really what I'm seeing after these missed shots is the Lakers still able to retain possession and still able to keep the ball on their end in their safe space where they want it. Ruse, as much as they're trying, really not able to take the ball from the Lakers or interfere with that attack. Is now as the Lakers press up on the ball and it goes straight in past Mackenzie Ryan. Really chaos in net. It was hard to see from this view. However, anyhow, the 6th goal of the game for the Lakers.
Logan, I believe that was Jillian Brosnan on the goal and off of a beautiful, beautiful pass from Lily DeCalabas, who just entered the game. Actually, both of them, I believe, just getting into the game for the first time this half, and a really, really good sync up by the both of them. Lily DeCalabas, an absolutely beautiful pass right as she was going out of bounds, and we get a quick ricochet of the ball, and Jillian Brosnan is able to find it and put it in the back of the net. And just like that, it is now 6-0, and we still have 41 minutes to play.
Yeah, you can't overstate how much dominance the Lakers have shown this game. Got a goal 56 seconds in to the second half, and now just 3 or 4 minutes later, a goal from Jillian Brosnan, able to put the Lakers up 6-0 off that pass from Liliana De Calabas. As the Lakers now again take it back, looking to put their 7th goal on the board. The Kangaroos facing a big deficit. Still, they're trying to do anything they can. At least maybe get a goal on the board. That'll suffice. Mackenzie Ryan faces another shot from the Lakers, but no good. However, it's Catano that's going to get it. She'll kick it out to one of her teammates. That was number 15, Keelan McConkey, who just overcalculates the shot, and it goes to the side for a miss.
Yeah, that play by Brianna Winkler, she was just untouched as she walked up towards the goal. Mackenzie Ryan had to do that all on her own. This Canton defense just seems to not want to put the pressure on like they did in the first half.
Yeah, when you're down 6 goals, you have to feel sort of a loss of momentum. So it's going to, because you know it's going to be hard to come back from this. However, if I'm the coach, I'm going to tell my players that you still want to play with a sense of that you want the game, that you sense of that you want to at least put 1 goal on the board, and you still want to play hard defense because that can transition into next game, the momentum that is. So now as the Lakers try to find another clear path on net, Lakers with a plethora of shots this game and already in the second half, many chances.
The Lakers, they just do such a good job at taking advantage of a definitely weaker Canton defense, and when you see an offense like Oswego's, it's just very easy to see a stark difference in skill level, and I think the Lakers just have them on edge at all points of the game because Canton doesn't know what they're going to do. They have such a tactical offense. The Lakers do.
Yeah, certainly. I do agree that the Lakers do, and it's hard for Canton to know the Lakers' next move. They're rather unpredictable because the Lakers are able to just knife through the confines of Canton. So they're able to get the ball wherever they want, in the right place, at the right time. As you see, again, another clear path as it seems for the Lakers. Will that be a clear path as it's kicked out to number 11, Winkler? Can Winkler do anything with the ball? She'll knife it up through, kicks it out to number 8 on the Lakers. That is Schmidt. Schmidt, however, gets it taken away. Back to the Canton Kangaroos. Lakers trying to press up on defense. 2 players chasing after. Who will get the advantage? It's Canton. Canton will push it up past the midfield line. And that is Ellie Gamble with it. 1 goal in the season. Only goal in the season for the Kangaroos. She will kick it out. However, goes right past the outreached legs of one of her teammates. That seemed to be number 16, Shannon Platt.
Really unfortunate for the Kangaroos. They had a great run down the side. You really, really saw the effort there. Actually, I believe it was Maddie Armstrong. That was my bad. I gave you the wrong call there. I believe Maddie Armstrong going along the end, and she was able to get it to Ellie Gamble, and Gamble tried to find Sydney Heffer and just wasn't able to, and we get an out-of-bounds call. And Canton, unfortunately, loses the momentum they might have had on that offensive shift.
Yeah, that could have been Canton's chance to get on the board throughout the second half. However, just another overreach of a pass, not able to get to her teammate. So now as the Lakers do get that momentum back on their end, as they pass up now, it's going to be Catano, I should say, with the ball. Catano in a one-on-one battle. She wins it. She comes out with the ball, knifing through the corner. Catano knocks down one. Catano again retains the ball. She takes the shot, no good. Will she get it back? Goes back to Canton now. That was number 5 of the Lakers, Angelia Acosta, who tried to take the ball back. However, quickly stripped by the Kangaroos. Back on their end in a one-on-one battle.
Yeah, we saw Luna just asserting her dominance there, absolutely barreling right through that Canton defense and just proving that she is on a mission to score a goal, and she gets so close there. But just unfortunately, once again, runs into too many defenders. Like you've said it already, she is one of those fearless attackers that has no problem just rushing straight in and seeing what she can do to make something happen.
Yeah, she's not afraid to go right into the defense. However many blue jerseys there are, she does not care. She wants to put that ball on net. She tried to do that there. However, a good defensive stand by the Roos as it was kicked out again. Back to one of the Lakers, and they took it back. The Roos did. Is now they have it back on offense. But a great defensive stand by Drew Johnson of the Lakers. So now they have it in open space. That is number 15, Keely McConkey with it. Gets stripped by a Rue defender. And that's going to be an easy corral of the ball for Mackenzie Ryan.
Yeah, good try there by Keely McConkey. Just didn't have anything to go on for her offense, so she instead elects to just take a shot, test Mackenzie Ryan a little bit, and we know Mackenzie's going to make that shot. She is still a very solid goalkeeper, and the goals we've seen go by her have been very, very nice shots, and I think something like that she's going to have no problem with.
Yeah, sometimes it's just an overwhelming offense that the Lakers possess. Too much for Ryan to take, but still, even with that, she's able to make those impressive saves at some points. We've seen that all this season and a lot throughout this game. Now as the Roos have it in their end, Roos seeming to generate more offensive chances, at least some more in the second half. They take a shot with the ball now, however. They quickly come out to it. The Lakers goalie, that is, she takes the ball. Saved by the Lakers. As they will, Roos now, though, get it back. Lakers, though, able to push it up. Switch sides here. Maybe it's played beneficiary to the Kangaroos. Switching sides, that is, after the second half commences, because they've been able to generate more offensive momentum. As the Lakers take it, they're generating their own momentum now. It's a 1-on-1 battle, but the Lakers are too overwhelmed with that attack. And as the Roos would come away with that 1-on-1 battle, they win that. So now Mackenzie Ryan will kick it out as the Kangaroos attempt to do anything with the ball in their end.
Yeah, Logan, one thing I want to point out in terms of just team stat comparisons, Canton still has yet to register a shot. And I think that just stands as a testament to how good this Oswego defense is. Because even when Canton struggles, we see them putting up shots at least throughout the game. They get a couple. Oswego has completely mitigated their offense and just to essentially has no opportunities whatsoever because they're just suffocating. And I think, like, again, no shame on Canton's offense. Clearly they have some things that they need to work on, but when you go up against such a strong Oswego defense, this is a test for them. And I think if they can get some shots on goal, even that will be really impressive. And I think they absolutely can. They just need to string those passes together and make something work.
Yeah, you said that all perfectly. The Lakers seem to be disorienting the offense of Canton. They're trying to do many things on net. They're trying to get the ball past the midpoint and maybe try to get it past the Lakers back into help, but they cannot because the Lakers play such an aggressive and calculated style of defense, synchronized, communicated. So the Lakers are able to come out with the ball so many times. Now it's Canton who will push back up with it. However, it goes right back to the Lakers as Canton suffers a lapse on offense.
Yeah, just a missed kick there by Sydney Heffer of Canton. Tried to get something going. It just hit off the side of her foot and was unfortunately kicked it out of bounds instead of where she wanted it to go.
Yeah, so now Canton, again, another stoppage in play as the ball goes out of bounds, and the Lakers will take it. They'll try to do something on offense. Kicked out right to number 5, Angelisa Costa. We see her getting active already in the second half. I believe these are our first touches of the game in this second half. So she plays a gritty, aggressive style of offense, at least from our viewpoint, that we've seen. Lakers again, they might try to get it out to Costa again. She's faced by that defender, Sydney Hoffer, who's maybe won those one-on-one battles so far. But she'll take a quick substitution. Sorry, not substitution.
Substitution was Ellie Gamble coming off the field.
Yeah, so Hoffer, though, she'll just go on another man on offense.
Coming in for her was Andrea Carey, number 7. Already getting in the mix, poked a ball just out of bounds there.
Yeah, good stop by the Kangaroos as they're able to get it back. Sydney knifing through the defense, but taken by Acosta right there. Very good stop. Takes it right from Hoffer.
Yeah, I mean, great attempt there by Heffer. Just unfortunately wasn't able to make anything happen. You see that Oswego defense, they collapsed right on top of her, and she didn't have any help to make that ball any more safe.
Yeah, once that overwhelming defense of Oswego commences, you can't really stop it. They're going to do what they want to take that ball and get it back in their offensive end. As we've seen by the scoreboard, 6-0 in the second half. So that speaks to volumes to how well they've been turning those defensive chances into offensive chances. They're going to continue to do that as we wind down on 31 minutes. Now it's Canton maybe seemingly with an advantage, but the Lakers quickly take it back as it's number 29, Courtney Key, able to come away with the ball.
Yeah, Courtney Key just does such a great job maintaining her composure. She sees the player coming at her, and she just quickly sweeps it right away from her. And once again, another stop of offensive momentum for Canton.
Yeah, and Shay O'Rourke now battling with the ball. This seems Kate Whitley and O'Rourke comes on top of that, as the Roos will have to reset. So now we see another battle with O'Rourke as the center point. Now it's the Roos, maybe in some open space. However, an overpass, or maybe so, not able to handle it. So the Kangaroos, again, they get the ball in their own end. But quickly taken by the Lakers. That just puts an emphasis on how much they've been interfering with the offensive attack, Lucas.
No, you said it perfectly. It's just Oswego's doing too much. Their attack is too good, and I think Canton's just simply overwhelmed on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they're trying to push it through, but the Lakers seemingly take it at the midpoint, sometimes farther as Canton tries to generate or develop some chances, but Lakers right there at the right time to stop it. As it's kicked out to Courtney Key. Can Key do anything? She will kick it out. That is number 20 on the Lakers, Lide Kalibas. Kicked back out to Key, and you have to think that the Lakers are going to play a more relaxed style of offense as they're up 6-0. Maybe not put anything on too aggressive, because that's where you're going to lose the ball. Maybe lose your composure on defense. The Lakers are a knife through, but Canton, very good stop. Canton clears the ball. As Courtney Key will kick it back out. She's one of the main stoppers for the Lakers. Lakers surely grateful to have her. Quickly, though, a Canton player knocked down as number 15 of the Lakers, Kaylee McConkey, able to stop that chance on offense she tries to generate.
Canton maybe potentially going to try and get something going here, but Oswego, they're going to bring all their players back, and I think Canton really just needs to try and get some crisp passes going. I think if it's going to get launched right into the center of that pile, Oswego is just going to come out of it.
Yeah. I mean, Canton, we've seen the ball go into their end more times than not, at least in the second half, but they haven't been able to turn them or at least capitalize on something big because the Lakers have been able to stop it at every turn. That's one of the shortcomings of the Kangaroos, not able to turn much defensive stops into offensive chances.
That was an absolutely fantastic defensive play by Angelisa Costa.
It was.
Just completely bullying a bigger opponent in Caitlin Kelly and doing a really good job of pushing her out of bounds and using her body to just assert her will over Caitlin Kelly once again, and is able to get it out of bounds, and Oswego comes away with it.
Yeah, Acosta, one of the many dominant players in the Lakers offense, as they try to push it back up now. Lakers will turn around with number 15, Keely McConkey. Can McConkey do anything? She keeps the ball in the corner. However, that's a one-on-one, and the Kangaroos will win it. Quickly launched to Ryan, but no good. Quick launch to one of the Lakers, I should say, but they quickly kick it out of bounds. The Kangaroos will reset with the ball now.
Yeah, really deep sky kick there, almost too high up, and the Lakers just not able to contain it fast enough. And it goes out of bounds, and a nice goal kick for Mackenzie Ryan. So Can able to come out of it with nothing on this one.
Yeah, McConkey attempted to get it to Drew Johnson, but a miscalculation from Johnson leads it out of bounds. Now the Lakers have it in their end, though, so they're lucky to get another chance on net as they try to get a clear chance, that is. Now it's the Roos. The ball got out of bounds, and the Lakers will take it. Number 28, the Lide Kalibas will pass it in. Again, though, out of bounds. As you see, second half so far, headlined by alternating possessions between both teams. Now Lide Kalibas kicks it out to number 2 on the Lakers as Jillian Brosnan, one of the goal scorers this game. Knife through the defense. That was number 24, Grace Clary. One of our few touches this game. Can she do anything with the ball? Kicked out quick to the Lakers. However, a rather weak shot from number 6, Cassidy Ademic. Not rather weak, but rather right into the hands of Mackenzie Ryan. She comes out smartly to that ball.
Yeah, I like the way you corrected yourself there and said not rather weak, but only just straight into Mackenzie Ryan's hands, because sometimes when a soccer shot, it doesn't need to be fast. You just need to be able to get it into the net, and sometimes the softest shots are the ones that end up making it into the goal. But yeah, just you kicked it right at her, and like we already said, Ryan is a sturdy goalie, and she will make the saves that she is supposed to make.
Yeah, certainly she will. Those high IQ plays, so because it's more so of the back end of Canton, that's fell her short. It's been the shortcomings of that defense. So now it's the Lakers who try to do something with it. Who will win this one-on-one battle? It's Acosta who's going to try to, and Acosta will play that aggressive style of offense. Quickly turned over to the Kangaroos, though.
Yeah, Acosta just getting a little too handsy there. Able to knock her down, but did not get away with it cleanly, and will get checked for it. And we'll get the ball back.
Yeah, Nicole Morrow, again, such a focal point of this offense. One of the many minutes leaders on this team. One of the many, again, focal points. As I just said, she'll kick it out. However, right back to the Lakers. Lakers knifing up through the defense. Can she find Catalano? It'll go out to another Laker. No good.
That was McConkey.
Yes, thank you.
McConkey has been such a dominant force on that right side, far away from the goal. She loves that corner spot, and she does a really good job of working her opponents. Just unfortunately had too many on her that time.
Yeah, and Catano tried to knife through that defense. She tried to get up on that one-on-one, and receive the pass. However, all to no good, but the Lakers will get it back on their end again. Now quickly, though, intercepted by a Kangaroo. Lakers will reset. We'll get it back. Get another out of bounds. And as I said, Lakers are going to play rather comfortable for the rest of the second half, it seems. Kangaroos are pushed up, however, intercepted by number 21, Drew Johnson, who has been so active in the offensive and defensive schemes in the second half. She's had such an impact already. Now it's Canton again, playing the slow game. I'm sure they're not trying to. I'm sure they're trying to play more up-tempo, but the Lakers playing such an aggressive and secure defense that the Kangaroos can't do much.
Yeah, and you see here as the minutes tick down, you have more subs coming in for the Lakers. You have Gayatri Manohar coming in for Luna Catano. Just another freshman that's just trying to get minutes in. And Brian McGrain is saying, yeah, I think I'll put you in now just because we're up 6-0. And I think this is a really great proving ground for these younger players who haven't gotten as much time on the field.
Yeah, you want to lay the groundwork for those younger players so when they get into their upperclassmen years, they're going to be able to lend those experiences to the incoming freshmen.
Yeah, it's always a give and take. I mean, I'm on the swim team too, and when I was a freshman, I got wisdom passed down for me from the seniors on my team, and now as a senior, I'm doing the same thing. It's the same for all sports. It's really, really great to see that these young players are getting these minutes in a game like this, and they are going to get the best experience from these moments.
They certainly are. They're going to be able to learn so much from the experiences as it's stopped right into the hands of Keely Cooney now. So now the Lakers going to be able to take it back out.
Yeah, Keely Cooney coming in for Peyton Crane, who really just didn't do anything in that first half. I think she touched the ball maybe once or twice, but like we already said, Oswego just did such a good job of not even allowing the ball to be in their own defensive zone.
Yeah, I mean, they've done such a good job at that. Among many other things, they've just really been an ace in all facets of the game, not really letting a step go into the hands of the Kangaroos. They're not really letting a step up, I should say, in the second half. They've been able to transition the momentum from that first half into the second half, and that's shown with goals tacked on already, multiple. Now the Lakers will try to take it up. They will pass it right back in. Maybe they're still playing the up-tempo game that they want to. They've controlled from the outset. They want to keep that going into the next game.
Yeah, I think another person for Canton that I want to shout out is Kate Whitley. She's been playing the whole game, and she's been on that offensive side. And no, we haven't seen anything. Every time the ball gets near that side, she is right around there trying to do what she can. Unfortunately, she's usually just the only one making any moves, and she runs out of teammates very quickly. But right there, she was, again, trying to get in there and grab the ball and just can't make anything happen. But she's done a really good job of putting pressure on those Oswego players that are trying to get the ball into that zone or out of the zone.
Yeah, she's done a really good job, as you said, of that press style defense. But when that individual defense, or I should say, when you don't have help from that team defense or as much help as you would like, it's kind of a struggle to keep up, as Acosta has it now, intercepted by the Kangaroos. But it's a struggle to keep up because they failed to be synchronized within the defense, the Kangaroos, that is. So Willie really rather on her own playing on defense here. We wind down in 20 minutes. Lakers will throw it in. It's a race now for the ball. Kangaroos again taking defensive possession. The Lakers playing more relaxed style, I would say, with the ball now. Maybe an overpass, though, as it goes out of bounds off of the leg of a Kangaroo. That was off of number 16 of the Kangaroos, Shannon Platt, it seemed. So now it'll go right back to the Lakers.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are more playing now just to contain and calm, relax defense. They know what they need to do to survive, and that's why we're seeing Canton slowly creep into that offensive zone a couple times. But even when they do, Oswego's right on top of it, and they manage to get it out very quickly. But it's still different, obviously, even if it is slight, from that first half where we wouldn't even have seen the ball where it is right now. It's just a very interesting difference to see that Oswego play style change up once they're up 6-0. Obviously, you don't need to worry as much, but they're still playing good defense even in a relaxed zone.
Yeah, I mean, they're not letting up. And if you're coach Brian McGrain, that's what you want to see from your players. Even with a comfortable 6-0 lead, you don't want to see them lose any urgency. I've used that word so many times on this broadcast, but you can't really overstate how much they haven't lost that urgency from the whole team. They really haven't lost a step in their game on offensive and defense. Such a dynamic play style that they possess, as that's headlined by them taking the ball up, however, to be quickly intercepted by the Kangaroos, and they will reset. Now it's the Kangaroos who attempt to take possession. That is number 18, Ellie Gamble, racing with it. She'll lose the ball to a Laker, though, as the Lakers are going to reset.
Yeah, Gamble just throws it up the field, basically, with no one there to receive it, and a frustrated look on her face as she realized what she had done. Just very unfortunate that there wasn't any teammate there to collect that one for her. Yeah,
and you're going to not want those chances in the future. You're going to want to have a teammate to go on that connecting pass with. And you're not going to want the other team to intercept that, but that was the case there. So the Lakers now will have it on their own end as they try to push it up past midfield, as they've done so many times this game. As I said in the first half, as we got underway, the Lakers want to win that transition battle, and they've done so thus far. That's definitely contributed to their lead so far, as now they seem to be in clear space in the corner, as it's now just a game of who wants it more, and it's Kangaroos who come out with it.
Yeah, it was a really good try by the Lakers, but a nice defensive stop there by Canton. They're still fighting, and I really do appreciate that. Even 6-0, you got less than 20 minutes to go, but they're still fighting hard. They are tired. You can clearly see that, but they're still putting up a defensive front. They're still making sure Oswego has to work for everything they got.
Yeah, Matt Miligrano certainly, as we said, wants to see that out of his freshmen. They don't want to lose their hustle. He wants to see them still play with the same energy that they would possess if it was 1-1 in this game. So now we see as the Lakers attempt to take a chance as cross through the front end. However, the Lakers cannot connect on that pass to push it through the goal.
Yeah, another really good try. That was Madison Kelly on the attempt. Another player that has come in just grabbing her first couple of minutes. Did a really good job, just not quick enough to get there.
Yeah, so now as we see stoppage in play, the Canton Kangaroos will take the ball. Again, it's Mackenzie Ryan, who's been in that all this game. Certainly playing a good game. It's just those maybe miscues on defense that Canton has had, which allowed the Lakers to gain so much momentum and keep up with it as we see them push the ball up now. But a rather good stop from the Kangaroos that led to that. Now as they take it in their own end. Taking that shot for the Lakers was number 23, Madison Kelly. I believe her first shot of the game, denied by the Kangaroos, though. Yes, she was subbed in the 72nd minute of this game, so her first shot of the game, but denied again, as I said, by the Kangaroos, still playing that good defense, as Lucas said.
Yeah, I do like I said, I really, really appreciate the fact that they have not given up. They're not just rolling over and letting the Lakers do what they want. They're still showing that they can fight. And I do think this Canton team is talented. They just have to put the pieces together. They need to find some type of identity on offense, because that, I think, is really where their biggest struggle is. Because even though the score is 6-0, their defense did a very, very good job holding out. Unfortunately, they just, like I've already talked about, they just didn't get any breaks.
Yeah, because when you're facing an identity crisis on offense, that will come up as one of your biggest shortcomings, if not the biggest one. It'll contribute to maybe the downfall of your team in several losses, which the Kangaroos have unfortunately suffered. But as they attempt to keep it composed, it'll be on the Lakers' end. However, Nicole Morrow goes down there. Go down for a second. She'll come back up, though. She'll take a breath of air and keep it composed on her end.
Yeah, potential clash of heads or an eye poke. We see Riley Lewis holding her eye down on the field there. Riley Lewis also just coming into the game.
Yeah, so now it's Nicole Morrow who's going to get right back up and pass it out for the team. She's still playing with that sense of urgency, as are the rest of the Kangaroos, because they want to win this game. So many hustle players on this team. Again, Sydney Hoffer, who's gotten so many offensive chances. And I've seen Kate Whitley, number 5, ran up on the offensive side to try and get a connecting pass. Even if she hasn't succeeded, she's still shown that hustle, put it on display so strongly, so many times. And the coach, Matt Melgrano, has to love that. Now it's the Lakers who win this battle. Now going to push it up in this race. But Kangaroos quickly take it away. Back right on their end. They will try to attempt to get it too. Quickly stripped by the Lakers, though. Great defensive stop. Right on the shoes of the Lakers. Now it's a clear pass. She can take a shot right away. Kicked out to the Lakers. That pass attempted to get to Riley Lewis, but taken away by the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos seem to win that speed battle.
Yeah, even the young players for this Lakers squad are playing really, really well together. You love to see that type of chemistry early.
Yeah, now it's Riley Lewis who's going to take the shot. However, miscalculation as it'll go crossed right across the net with 15 minutes to go. So can the Lakers pour on another goal, or will they still stay with this composed and relaxed style of offense?
I think at this point for the Lakers, you just kind of go with the flow of the game. I feel like at this point, you know you have the game essentially won, and what Brian McGrain is doing now is getting his younger players and the players that don't get minutes a lot the time to really get in, because he has played players like that pretty much this whole half. So that's a ton of really good experience for this Lakers squad. And these younger players are going to be the crucial ones later in the season when you have these veterans that are getting tired, and late in the game you're going to need to call on someone, and it's going to be one of those younger players.
Yeah, I mean, Miligrano wants to set these freshmen as a cornerstone of their upwards programs as they attempt to get better within the time frame of the season and within SUNY play as we keep going down on the midseason and into postseason play. So certainly these freshmen getting valuable minutes against an established Laker defense. So now it's passed out to the Lakers, but the Kangaroos again knocking that ball out of harm's way. Now it's the Lakers are going to receive a connecting pass, and they're just going to relax past the midpoint, and they'll take it behind the midpoint. That's number 29 for the Lakers, Courtney Key. She'll kick her right back out to Gayatri Mohar. But now Courtney Key with it. She's just tempted to do anything to get it out of harm's way. Now as the Lakers do take it again on offense, Canton seems to be still playing with energy on defense, but playing more rather relaxed. They know it's 6-0. They want to let these freshmen get these valuable minutes on offense and let them get those chances. As the Lakers do kick it up now, can they get another chance on net? Swift play by number 23 on the Lakers, Madison Kelly in the midpoint. It's kicked on net. No good. Goes right past the net.
Yeah, it was really close
From
to
Riley.
Lewis once again taking another shot. So close. She's been taking those shots ever since she came into the game. She is not afraid to rip it. Very, very impressive and commendable play style, and she has been close, and it's just a matter of time. She's still got 12 minutes left, and I feel like a bunch of these younger players, they're craving these goals. You're just putting stats on a sheet so they can have their name on there.
Yeah, you want to get those opportunities early with those young players, like you said, because you want to have really an established sense of rhythm as you go into your upperclassmen years. You want to know your play style, and you want to communicate with your fellow teammates well. And that's what they've been able to do.
Yeah, really nice reset there for the Lakers. Passing it all the way back to Keely Cooney. Just a full reset, milking time off the clock, and getting the ball far away from the Kangaroos.
Yeah, now Kangaroos will attempt to do something with it. As they've seemed to get more past the midpoint, as opposed to the first half, they haven't really been able to turn it into shots, unfortunately. So that's something they want to clean up in the next few games. But you can chalk it up to the aggressive style of defense from the Lakers that they've imposed. They've been able to deny so many chances from the Kangaroos.
Yeah, for the Kangaroos, I think it's just unfortunately a very wrong turn of events in terms of how they wanted their offensive play style to go today, and the Lakers just shutting down anything that they might have wanted to produce. And we'll see here. Hopefully they can get something going.
Sydney Helfer with it. Can Sydney do something? She's just taking the ball one-on-one now. The Lakers catch up to her. Very aggressive style of defense. Sydney could not find one of her teammates to take the ball out to.
Yeah, she tried to get a little chip off and get a pass, just no good, and she kicked it right into 3 defenders. Very ill-advised move, but when it's this late in the game, you have to try risky things, and it didn't work out for her, unfortunately.
And now Riley Lewis going to play a more relaxed style of game as she attempts to take it past the midpoint. Riley defending the ball now out to number 16 on the team. Shannon Platt on the team. That is Kangaroos, I should say. Shannon Platt now kicks it up to Maddie Armstrong. Can Armstrong do something with it? Armstrong kicks it to the side. However, it's going to be taken by the Lakers out of bounds. They will throw it in. That's number 24, Grace Clary. That's going to throw it in for the team. It's a power kick now. Costa cannot win that race. Or right back to the Kangaroos, but right back to the feet of the Lakers.
Very back and forth once again in this middle part. Just like we see in every single one of these games, Oswego loves having these battles right here at the midpoint of the turf.
They do, because it helps you keep your composure. Also heading into the next game, because now you know what you want. As Acosta has it. Acosta will kick it out to her teammate, and that's open space for number 28, Day Colibus. Can she do anything on the corner? Denied by the Kangaroos. She tries to get a pass or a shot off, whatever you want to say. But anyhow, in any case, denied by the Kangaroos.
Yeah, and it was a really good pass there by Gayatri Manohar, too, setting up DeCalibus, and DeCalibus just unfortunately no room to work with. Had 2 players in front of her, but it does set up for an Oswego corner kick. And we have seen Canton do a good job at defending these corner kicks. So interesting to see how they'll do it now that this game is almost out of reach, or essentially out of reach, and we have very little time left.
Yeah, we've seen what transpired off those corner kicks. It's the brick wall style of defense for the Kangaroos. They really set up that good defense off the corner kicks. That's one of their strong points. Yes, very nice. Wow, very aggressive style of defense from the Kangaroos. They strip it from the Lakers now. And it will seemingly, though, go back to the Lakers as now Allison Justine. First touches of the game now. She will throw it in. Go back to Justine. Justine kicks it out to one of her teammates. Her teammates will evade the defense. Takes a shot, but denied. Off the chest of a Kangaroo. And now it's Justine with it again, right into the hands of goalie Mackenzie Ryan, who's been comfortable in that, I'd say, for the past 5-10 minutes. Now it's going to be a foot race to see who can win this one. The Lakers will come away with it now as they pass it in. Number 28, Day Colibus will throw it in for the Lakers. They're going to try to head it to one of their players. attempt to do something in these final 7 minutes. On the Ruse side, they will also try to impose an aggressive style of offense, as they just did. Now running up with the ball is Maddie Armstrong. Armstrong on a one-on-one. Her pass intercepted by Lakers' Allison Justison.
Yeah, Armstrong trying to fight Kate Whitley there. Whitley's been all around that offensive zone the whole game, just unfortunately got it picked off once again.
And Acosta now. Acosta takes a shot on net. However, denied by goalie Mackenzie Ryan. She evades the defender, Acosta does, but her shot right into the hands of Ryan.
Like we've said all game, Mackenzie Ryan is going to make every single one of those saves. She knows all the ins and outs, and she's done a very, very nice job today.
She has certainly, Mackenzie Ryan. Once she's staring down Acosta, maybe imports fear into Acosta, and that is what led to the rather grounder type shot, which Ryan was able to easily corral. So Ruse now will take it on their end as they attempt to do something with the ball. Seemingly number 18, Ellie Gamble. Again, 1 goal in the season for her. Out of bounds, though.
Yeah, unfortunately for Canton, they just don't have enough players pushed up when they get the ball onto their side of the field. They just really struggle getting those players up, and once they do, at that point, Oswego has already put that pressure on, and they're able to intercept one of those passes.
Yeah, they are, and that's certainly been a shortcoming for the Kangaroos. Is maybe not enough offensive tenacity on the Kangaroos end. As much as they've tried, they've not been able to evade the defense. And then they try to play a more coordinated offense, but intercepted by the Lakers. And now it's number 24, Grace Clary, who's going to corral it. Right back to the Kangaroos, though, now. Go out of bounds. And as the Kangaroos look to the next matchup versus Buffalo State on this Saturday, October 4th, they will seem to stay composed and imply a more aggressive style of offense and defense. They'll certainly learn a lot of lessons from this game and just play overall stronger on each sides of the ball, as will the Lakers in their next matchup, or at least attempt to maintain the same level of play that they have. So now it's the Kangaroos who are going to try to get anything going. They're going to try to get at least 1 or 2 chances before the final buzzer sounds. And with everything that's happened in this game, I'm sure Coach Matt Melograno would just like those 1 or 2 chances to occur. Now, so the Lakers are pressed up with it. That's Acosta. Can Acosta do anything with it? Right into the hands of Ryan. Acosta, a nice, powerful footer from her. However, not enough to evade the elite hands of Mackenzie Ryan. Ryan now attempting what to do with the ball. Denied by the Lakers. That was a good stop by number 16, Keely McConkey. Sorry, number 15, Keely McConkey, that is. So see what she can do with it now. Quickly kicked out. That was Riley Lewis in that defensive battle, but it'll go back to the Lakers, back to Riley Lewis. Now she'll kick it to the center point, but denied by the Ruse.
Yeah, tried to get it to Acosta there. Just too many defenders inside, and now Lewis did not have enough space to make that pass. A really, really good attempt. I love the effort, and I love that the Lakers are still trying to go for those goals. Even this late into the game with such a big lead, I really appreciate the fact that they're still not giving up just the same way Canton's not giving up. Canton still doing a great job on defense, and I think for both of these teams, the effort that they're putting in late is very, very commendable.
Yeah, I see down the stretch in a lot of sports, the losing teams tend to still play with energy because they want to carry that into their next matchups as they hope to improve. Because you can learn so many things from losses, maybe more than wins in some cases. And that's what the Kangaroos have done.
Speaking of future matchups, Canton up next going up against Buffalo State in what I would assume is another tough matchup for them. Buffalo State second in the conference right now. They're 4-4-2 on the season. Very solid squad. They have some really good players, so another tough test it will be for Canton. And for Oswego, they will be taking on Morrisville, who is a little bit of a weaker team in the SUNY conference. They're 0-1, and they're 2-4-1 overall. So I think Canton is unfortunately drawing the short straw early with a bunch of tough competition, and Oswego is taking advantage of these good SUNY games to roll with early. And I think we'll be seeing after the next couple weeks, Oswego might be 2-0-1 in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, Oswego certainly taking advantage of these opportunities on the rather weaker teams in the SUNYAC, such as Canton. Canton still playing good defense and offense, but yet Lakers able to overpower them. So the Lakers dealt a good deck of cards, while the Canton Kangaroos in their upcoming games dealt a rather bad deck of ones. So now it's Madison Riley who will fight with it, or sorry, Riley Lewis, that is, who will fight with it. She kicks it out to her teammate, number 6, Cassidy Demick, for one of her first touches of the game as we wind down on 1:40 to go in this game. Kangaroos now with an attempt to get something going on offense, push it past the midfield line. Corralling it was number 3, Elizabeth Signorelli, but she's not going to be able to get it to her teammates. Intercepted by the Lakers. It's Acosta with it now. Acosta attempts to get it to her teammate. Denied by the Kangaroos. Lakers get it back, though. That's going to be no good. Off the side of the bar. Wow.
What a beautiful shot by Lily DeCalabas there, right off the sidebar. I really thought that one bounced in, but just an unfortunate turn of events for their. Already has an assist on the day, tried to get a goal to go with it, and we got a minute left. Just a really, really good try for the Lakers, and especially from a freshman like her who's already shown such great ability in the minimal amount of minutes she's gotten. Has fully played this full half, which is really great for her.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. I thought that went in too. I thought that was going to hit off the side and go into the net, or at least that was past the bar and was going to hit the net on the right side. However, no good. But you're going to want their chance back. However, Lakers grateful to at least have a 6-0 lead that they can hold on to. Luckily, it's not just 1-1, and they missed that.
Yeah, it looks like the Lakers will roll out the clock here to finish out this game. A really, really good, hard-fought battle from Canton. Unfortunately, Oswego just proved to be a more skilled team, and I think Canton really just has to improve on their offense. I think that is the biggest part. I think for them, they need to find a way to give their defense a rest because the defense did a good job. And I think just at some point, an offense is going to overwhelm a defense that is constantly being pressured. And a really, really good win for the Lakers, on the other hand. They have all the momentum in the world. They're 1-0-1 in the conference, and they have another game coming up that I believe that they can win. So a very, very nice-looking schedule for Oswego coming up, and a really, really good game overall for this Lakers squad. Everything to be proud of.
Yeah, as the final buzzer sounded, signaled a Lakers 6-0 win, a blank of the Kangaroos. So thank you for tuning in to this WTOP10 broadcast. I've been Logan Weingartner aside, Lucas McGarry. On behalf of all of us, thank you once again. We will see you next time.